Hello and welcome. You're with CNN News 18. I'm Anusha Soni. We are tracking the COVID-19 curve in India. Delhi, Mumbai recording the highest number of cases in the country. That continues to be our top focus. Also, what happened in Thoothukudi. We're talking about that as well. A quick check of the headlines. Custodial deaths of a father-son duo in Tamil Nadu's Thoothukudi district leads to outrage with voices of protest across India. Political parties, celebrities, activists demand strong action against the now suspended police personnel. Yet another instance of insensitivity. There is no dignity in death for the COVID-19 patients in Andhra. An earth mover and tractors are used to take patients' body to the crematorium. India's COVID count continues to mount. The grim 5 lakh mark milestone has been crossed with the highest single-day surge of over 18,000 new cases. The only silver lining is the recovery rate at around 58%. India's COVID capital, Delhi, begins the serological survey covering 20,000 people across city's 11 districts to understand the level of exposure and transmission. This as the capital records over 3,000 cases for the 5th consecutive day. Yet another record daily spike in Maharashtra, which continues to be the worst affected state. Over 5,000 cases recorded in 24 hours. Gyms, salon to reopen from tomorrow. The custodial death of a father-son duo in Tamil Nadu's Thoothukudi has sparked massive outrage in the state. The death of the father-son following allegations of torture is snowballing into a major political row and has also triggered calls for a law enforcement reform. P. Jairaj and his son Benix were arrested for keeping their mobile phone shop open beyond the permitted hours last Friday, and they died at a hospital 4 hours later. The relatives allege that they were severely thrashed at the police station, at the local police station, by the police personnel. Following outrage, 4 policemen, including 2 sub-inspectors, have been suspended. An inspector has also been benched by the state government. While Chief Minister Palanisamy announced ex gratia of 20 lakh for the family, he has been silent on the alleged torture. The case has also been taken up by the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court. Now, CNN News 18's Purnima Murli spoke to Thoothukudi MP Kanimozhi, who has written to the NHRC over the custodial deaths. Listen in to this conversation.
With this kind of grievous assault on the father and duo, only a suspension and transfers so far. It's been more than 8 days since this incident took place, more than 5 days since both of them died within a gap of 10 hours. Ma'am, what is the DMK's demand? Because there's outrage pouring in that there should be stringent punishment for those who brutally assaulted.
I think only after the public outcry and once the political parties start to speak up because of the pressure that they have even suspended, 4 officers. Before that, it was just transfers. I think they should file an FIR and book this as a murder case and issue arrest warrants and arrest these people who are behind this. I don't understand, why the government cannot do that. And, there are clear guidelines also given by the Human Rights Commission saying that even the same police station should not be investigating. Either it should be the CBCID or any other investigation agency which has to carry out the investigation. And they have to be booked under culpable homicide.
Right.
Why can't the government do that?
Absolutely. Ma'am, you met the family yesterday. What are their thoughts and everyone wants stringent action because this is something that should not have happened in the first place. But what is the family telling you, ma'am?
The family is completely under shock and they haven't come to terms or any kind of understanding of what has happened to them. And that is, quite natural, given the circumstances they've lost 2 people. But more than that, they only want justice. They don't, they said the compensation or nothing else matters. They're very clear that they want justice. That action should be taken against these people.
Ma'am, my last
And
question
see,
to you.
one more
Sorry.
thing I like to say is this is not against the entire police force. It is against people who are there, who bring shame to the police force. We've seen the remarkable work police personnel have been doing. So it is not against the entire force, but there are people, and this is not the only case which has happened. We know that this has been happening. This will continue to happen if we don't put proper protocols to stop this in place. That is why it becomes more important now.
All right, that is the conversation my colleague Purnima Murli had with Kani Modi, who's the local MP in that area. Let me quickly cut across Purnima Murli. She's joining us live, getting us more perspective on that story. Purnima, picking up from that conversation, I think there are two bits that we should focus upon. One is the fact that has an FIR been filed so far? And secondly, is it the same police station which is still investigating the case? Because since suspension of these cops who are allegedly involved in the alleged torture in this case, that's clearly not enough of action taken after the death of two people.
Well, Anusha, while we see public outcry over this incident which took place last Friday and after 3 days, both the father and the son died within a gap of 10 hours, no FIR has been registered against the police officers. Only 4 of them are transferred so far. One of them is transferred and 4 of them are suspended. So that's the only action taken so far as this particular incident is concerned, which is why the opposition party, the DMK, says that an FIR should be filed and those who were responsible for beating up and assaulting them grievously on Friday night that continued till Saturday early morning should be brought to books and they should be charged with murder. That's something that political parties are saying, that's something that netizens are saying, that's also something that the family members are demanding, that's the only way that the father and the son can get justice while police officers should be brought to book. So no FIR registered so far, and the state government says that they will look into this issue. They will wait for the postmortem reports to be out to see the cause of death for both the father and the son. Till then, they are not planning to take action, is what we are learning from the state government. However, there is no special team formed to probe this case, which is why the DMK now says that there should be a CBI probe so that the probe is transparent, so that the truth is brought out, because there is no special committee formed, an external or a third-party committee that's formed to look into this case, which is why the DMK says a CBI probe will reveal the truth and all the details will be transparent and made available. That's what the DMK is demanding, but the state government says that they will wait for the postmortem report to be out. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court has taken cognizance of this issue, and they are also waiting and monitoring the developments. They are also waiting for the postmortem report to be out to know the exact cause of death. But the state government says that they will look into the case and will take prompt action once they get more details. But no special committee formed to look into this case, and no development as far as the FIR against the police officers are concerned.
I think that's the least that a family deserves, is that there should be an investigation as to how they lost their two family members. Their only crime was that their shop was open beyond the permitted hours. Once again, this is not a case to be made out against the entire police force, but the people who are guilty, the police personnel who are guilty, should be brought to book. Let's move on and talk about the state of Andhra Pradesh. In shocking incidents of government apathy, authorities in Andhra Pradesh, Sri Kalukam, they towed away COVID-19 deceased on JCB excavator and tractors. While in Sompeta, the body of a deceased was carried away in a tractor. In Palasa, a 72-year-old coronavirus patient's body was placed on a mechanical digger and excavators by PP-clad municipal personnel and taken away for cremation. After the incident came to light, the district collector suspended 2 civic body officials for laxity in performing their duty and ordered probe into the incident. Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy called the handling of the incident an inhumane act, slammed the officials for not following the necessary protocols to shift the body. My colleague Rishika Sadam is joining us live, getting us more details on that story. And Rishika, the Supreme Court reiterated that there should be dignity in death. All the state governments must ensure that there are proper protocols for the cremation. Many state governments also came out and told the Supreme Court that yes, we are going to follow all these protocols. What is the action that we are seeing? Because this is not just one incident, but multiple incidents being reported from across the state.
That's right, Anusha. Now, both the states, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, have also said that they have COVID guidelines in place and as of how to bury or cremate a body, especially that of a COVID disease. And at that time, such an incident coming from Andhra Pradesh has not just created an outrage on social media and among opposition, but it raises serious questions that the municipal staff on the ground, how much are they aware? Now, coupled with this is a stigma that's attached to the COVID. We're seeing multiple incidents from both the states. For instance, in Telangana, the health minister has also said there have been cases where the burial ground have refused to get in any COVID bodies. And also in Hyderabad, there are 50 patients in Telangana's COVID exclusive hospital, Gandhi, who are COVID survivors, 50 COVID survivors, and their families have refused to take them back because of COVID, and they're demanding a negative test certificate from the hospital. Now, according to the ICMR guidelines, with less symptomatic, moderate symptomatic people will not be tested. The hospital is trying to convince them, but that's not being possible. And at the same time, we see two incidents from the same district in Andhra Pradesh. The one we were talking about, in which the JCB excavator has been used to take the body to the crematorium, was from Palasa. Now, the action has been taken where two municipal staff, civic staff, have been suspended. One is a municipal inspector and another is a sanitary inspector. Both of them have been spoken to by the collector after Chief Minister took notice, and he said that this is extremely inhuman. Now, also Andhra Pradesh is doing awareness programs to remove the stigma. This was also an initiative taken by the Chief Minister. A second incident has also happened in Somapet, where in an open tractor the body was just wrapped and was being taken by three other staff who were in PPE. Now, we were talking to the district collector of the same region. He said that a probe has been initiated on that incident too, and an action will be taken by today.
All right, Rishika Sadam getting us all the very important details on that story, and we'll talk more about Andhra Pradesh numbers, the mortality rate, and how the state is dealing with this crisis. Rishika, please continue to stay on with us because there's some latest news as well which is coming in. Let's go to that.